Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with my Saturday night shenanigans. How is everybody? Just gonna let some people get into the room before I start. Last night's episode was a doozy, especially that fight between Lindsay and Blaine. It was all hair. That's all I saw was Lindsay's hair, but we're gonna get into that in a second. And this is going to be my last recap before I go into the hospital. I know I've been mentioning it a little bit, but my epilepsy is acting up again, unfortunately, and I am being admitted to the hospital by my neurologist on Tuesday for some testing, and he's going to switch out my medication. So I'm going in for 5 days. So hopefully I'll be able to do my recap next weekend for the season finale. If not, I will definitely get to it sometime next week. I'll post on the community board when I'm going to do it. And I'll be scheduling those interviews. Don't you worry, guys. I'll be getting to those interviews and all the other good stuff. So, last night's episode, we didn't get to see Melissa's nose. And Lindsay and Blaine, that was one hell of a fight. Just going to let some people get into the room before I start. I actually want to start with Louie and Melissa, but Manhattan Barbie. We got to finally meet her yesterday. And she has an Instagram. I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about all this stuff, guys. Okay? Chance and the Escalade. Who did he steal that from? He's such a douchebag. I can't take him. And Sean and Sarah, camping life. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So let's start off with Melissa and Louie. They're in the pizzeria, and Melissa's like, we have to go back to the hotel and do the pregnancy test, because I don't want to be surprised tomorrow at the surgeon's office because, God forbid, I'm pregnant with the pizza boy's kid. And I really wanted to reach to the TV and smack the shit out of her. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, Melissa, like, can you degrade him even more? All fucking season, you have been degrading him, and you've really had to say that. You don't want to be pregnant with the pizza boy's kid. Like, okay. So Louis like, I really hope that this pregnancy test is negative because I don't want to have a kid. I don't want to be 60, the father of an 18-year-old kid. And I'm sure that, like, Melissa doesn't want to have a kid now, this late in age. Okay, all I have to say to the two of you guys, and Louis, I like you a lot, okay? Melissa's still fertile. She's not menopausal yet, unlike me, okay? If you guys don't want to have kids, the next scene we better be seeing is a Lindsay IUD GYN appointment type scene, okay? Melissa better be the next one up on that GYN table with her feet up in the stirrups, okay? And she better be getting a IUD if you guys don't want to have kids. Or Louis, you better figure out how to put on those condoms, okay? Because you said it was a long time since you wore a condom. So if you guys don't want to have kids, you better figure something out, okay? And another thing I want to know is how two grown-ass adults, hi, Brian, how two grown-ass adults can't figure out how to do a pregnancy test, especially Melissa. I mean, come on. It's like pee on a stick. The both of them were like, did we do it right? Is it inconclusive? How many lines are coming up? Louis, I don't know if I did it right. Did I pee enough? Oh my goodness. Is it okay? Do you think I should pee on the other test? Oh my goodness. Louis, what's going on? How many minutes have passed? You guys are two grown ass adults. Like, you really expect us to believe that you don't know how to do a pregnancy test, Melissa? Come on, seriously. Please. It's pee on the stick. Give us a break. Okay, so the test was negative. Thank goodness. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing on the list is to soak off these nails. Melissa has to soak off her nails so when they put the post thingy on her fingers, they can make sure she's still alive. They can make sure that her fingertips aren't turning blue and shit. Okay, so she takes the hotel ice bucket, dumps some acetone in it, and she's like soaking her nails. And all I'm thinking is, Melissa, why didn't you do this before the night before your surgery? Like, why didn't you do this at home? Or maybe go to the nail salon or I don't know, like, why are we doing this in the hotel ice bucket? But Louis, being the good boyfriend, is helping her. Mm. And he's, soaking the cotton balls and putting the cotton balls on her fingers. And Melissa has a moment and finally acknowledges that, it might be hard for Louis to get a really good job being a felon. And it might be a wee bit discouraging having all these doors slammed in his face just based on his record, And she acknowledges that he's a really good boyfriend and she appreciates him. And Louis like, hold up. I downloaded a recording app on my phone for special occasions just like this. But she had a moment in that room, and then they had their own intimate moment, and Louis figured out how to put on a condom, and they had an intimate moment. And the next day they go for her surgery, and Louis like, what do we do if we don't like it? Can we get a refund? Like, can she get her nose fixed for free? Like, what do we do? And all I keep thinking is, what is up with these men, like wanting a refund, Sean wanting Sarah to take her tits back? Like, come on. Like, no, once it's done, you can't get a refund. You can't take them back. That's it. Once it's done, it's done. Okay, so Melissa got back to her old self very quickly in the car. Okay. Like I said, they had that moment in the hotel room where she was grateful that she had a great boyfriend like Louis, but she was back to her old self in the car very quickly. Okay. And all I have to say is, Melissa, you should be grateful that it wasn't my husband driving. Okay. Because even on a normal day, you would have been holding on for your dear fucking life. Louis was driving so carefully compared to the way my husband drives on a normal day. Okay. So Louis is trying to drive passively, aggressively on the streets of New York. Okay. And Melissa's like, oh my God, Louis, stop. Oh my God, Louis, I'm going to die. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Chick, he's doing the best he can. Okay. And like I said, if you were driving with my husband, you forget it. Okay. You wouldn't have had a chance. So they get home and she's a total bitch to him, as usual. Where do you think the pillow goes? It goes behind my head. Oh, Louis, you're such an idiot. No, I could take better care of myself. And Louis just like, I just want her to go to sleep. Okay, so I forgot to bring my scarf back here with me, but Melissa has a scarf around her face. Okay, I'm gonna use my hair. Okay, and she goes to the doctor's office. Her face is all bandaged. Okay, she has all the bandages. She goes to the doctor's office to get the bandages removed. And she doesn't bring Louis with her because Louis could be, kind of loud, you know, over the top, and he could be embarrassing. So she wants, to get the bandages removed and kind of like soak it in first before Louis sees it. Okay, so she goes to the doctor's office. They remove the bandages. She looks in the mirror and she's like, "Oh wow!" But we don't get to see what the nose looks like. Okay, so Louis sets up this whole little romantic thing on the beach. And he's like, I can't wait to see what her nose looks like. I was originally against the whole idea, But I'm excited now. I hope it looks great, and I want to show her that I love her. And he has this whole little romantic thing with wine bottles and the sunset. And, then his mom calls. He's like, "Hi, Mom. I'm here waiting for Melissa to come. Gonna see her nose." And Donna's like, there was nothing wrong with her nose in the first place, but if it makes her happy, so be it. And of course, Donna has to put on a little bit of the Italian mom guilt, like I would. I know you're happy. I wish you were coming home. And yes, Mary Pants, we know Louis was driving like a maniac, but Melissa's lucky that she wasn't in the car with my husband. I said it. So uh, Donna's like, I wish you were coming home, but I know you're happy. I'll see you soon. I love you. Pouring on the Italian mom guilt like an Italian mom should. Then Melissa's coming with a scarf across her face, and she's like, "Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it?" But we don't get to see it until next week, the season finale. So now I want to get into Taylor and Chance. Chance is outside with Taylor. One more chance at gaslighting her. The only way that Chance can, okay? He was like, "Let me try to gaslight her, okay? One more time, okay?" He's like, "Taylor, I tried. I tried. I guess your love wasn't enough to save me, Taylor. Okay? I never wanted to run off in my car. I never wanted to disrespect you. I never wanted to cheat on you, Taylor. I never wanted to yell at you. I never wanted to disrespect any of your friends. I never wanted to do any of this, Taylor. I guess no one could save me because if you can't save me, no one can, Taylor. I didn't want to go running off in my car. I didn't want to do any of those things. So I'm going to stand here and cry my fake tears. And when they don't convince you, I'm going to take off in my car again. Because that's basically what he did. So Taylor's having arts and craft time with the girls. And she's letting them know that her and Chance broke up. And she's not going to see him anymore. And, and she just wants the girls, to know that things are going to change. Chance is not going to be living with them. Now, basically, the oldest one, Sophia, is like, "Good. I don't like Chance." And, excuse me, the youngest one is sad. The middle one is like, um, he cheated one time. Remember that time he cheated? And Taylor was like, "What do you mean, little ears? Little ears hears everything around here, don't you?" And she's like, "Remember that one time he cheated on a game and he won $50 instead of $20 because he cheated on a game?" So Taylor explains they were fighting, and the oldest one's like, "I know, you guys used to wake me up in the middle of the night." So the oldest one is basically glad that he's gone. And the little one asks, "What are we going to do with the rings that he gave us?" And Taylor's like, "That's a good question. Maybe you guys should give them back to him. Remember those rings that he gave them when he promised that he was never going to leave them, never break their hearts?" Okay. Then Chance pulls up in a fucking Escalade. My question is, whose Escalade did he steal? Okay. He's all like, "Oh, I traded in my truck for you, Taylor. I want to show you how much I love you. So I got this Escalade." First of all, how does an Escalade show Taylor how much he loves her? And secondly, whose Escalade did he steal? Because I don't want to hear any shit that he traded in his truck. Okay. The girls are confused. Okay, the oldest one, honestly, she couldn't give a shit. The look on her face, she's looking at Chance like, can you just go, please? The two little ones, they are, first of all, loving the Escalade. They're like, oh, look, we can watch movies in here. Okay. Then the little one tries to give Chance the ring back. And he's like, no, you keep that. That's yours. And it's just, he looked like shit. He looked all clammy, sweaty. I'm going to say it. He looked like he was under the influence of something. Okay. These poor little girls are totally, they're confused as fuck right now. Their mom just told them that she broke up with Chance, and now Chance is here saying, I'm always going to be here for you, hugging them with his clammy self, showing up in a brand new Escalade. The little girls just see, oh, wow, brand new toy. Okay. And so he tells Taylor, basically, give me one more chance to be able to come clean. And Taylor's like, okay, but not in front of the kids. So let's meet later. I don't know why she decides to do this, but next week for the season finale, they're going to have one final confrontation, I guess. And Chance is going to ask for one more chance to come clean and be honest about everything. Every question that Taylor has, he's going to be honest. Okay. Sure. Okay. Now let's move on to Lindsay and Blaine, the Southern version of Guiding Light. Okay. First of all, Lindsay, you need to secure yourself a bag with Pantene, a shampoo line, something. I don't know, because I could not keep my eyes off of her hair during that whole fight scene. Okay. So, first of all, we start off, and she's still outside, barefoot, in that wedding dress. Okay. And Blaine doesn't answer the phone. And all I keep thinking is, girl, why are you barefoot? Okay. So she goes inside. She's like, Stephanie, get me out of this dress. Like, I can't believe him. This is bullshit. Is Miley gone? Okay, thank goodness Miley is gone. Get me out of this dress. I'm about to strangle Blaine. Like, I can't believe he would do this. I can't believe, like, he would go back and not only vent to Miley, but the shit that he was saying. He's so miserable. I'm such a bitch. I'm so controlling. Then why does he want to marry me? Why am I even here wedding dress shopping? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what, so she's so fucking furious. Okay. So she decides, you know something? I have a phone call to make. And she calls her PO and decides to tell her PO that Blaine has a medical marijuana card. And I'm sitting here, the stoner, the delusional pothead who smokes all day long. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to believe that Lindsay, who was collecting drug money with her other friend Six about what, 4 episodes ago, is now suddenly has this conscience to call her PO on the man that she is going to marry. The man that she bought a chain, got down on one knee and said, will you marry me? She decides that she's going to call her PO and say, hey, he has a medical marijuana card. This is the same chick that was collecting drug money 4 episodes ago. Did she call her PO to check in with him then when she decided she was going to collect drug money to get some money to pay her legal bills? I don't think so. They want us to believe this. Okay. Anyway, so she gets home. She's waiting for Blaine. Blaine pulls up in an RV. No, pulls up with a four-wheeler. And she is like, what the fuck? And he's like, listen, look what I bought. I bought us a toy. And she's like, no, you bought yourself a toy. And he's like, no, I bought all of us a toy. We could all ride on it. And it was only $800. And she's like, what? You bought a four-wheeler for $800 and I don't have a ring? And Blaine's like, Lindsay, I could still buy you a ring. Chill out. This is something that could benefit all of us. We could all ride on it. And she's like, no, me and Miley do not need a four-wheeler. And he's like, okay, well, me and Kagan do. I wanted to buy that for me and my son. Just like you splurge on shit for you and your daughter, I wanted to buy it for me and my son. And next thing you know, it turned into a huge argument. And it just reminded me of the Southern version of Guiding Light. Oh my goodness. Blaine was so pissed the fuck off. He was like, everything that you spoil Miley with, I always keep my mouth shut. And Lindsay is out there with her hair. Like I said, I couldn't keep my eyes off of her hair. And she was barefoot again. And I'm like, girl, why are you barefoot? I'm like, I always have something on my feet, whether it be fuzzy slippers, flip-flops, whatever it is. I always have something on my feet. And she's out there barefoot. I mean, I swear if she would have moved the wrong way, her left boob would have came popping out of her shirt. And she's like yelling at him, yeah, you always keep your mouth shut to me, but you go and you vent to everybody else. You vent to Miley, you vent to my mom, you vent to Stephanie, you vent to everybody else but me. She goes in the house. Then she tells him, well, you can't live here. Probation says you can't live here because of, you got a medical marijuana card. And he's like, why did you have to tell them? And she's like, because, I just had to tell him. And he's like, but I'm depressed. And I was just like, Blaine, please. I was getting really disappointed in him. Okay. He's like, what can I do to work this out? And then Lindsay says, Miley doesn't want us together. And then suddenly, this whole argument turned into an episode of Snapped. Because Blaine fucking snapped. Okay? He just, like, the switch went off. And something happened in his eyes. And he just looked at her. And he just fucking went ballistic. He just started throwing shit in garbage bags. Okay? He's like fucking storming in and out of the house, throwing shit in the back of the truck. Okay? He's like, you don't love me. You're an enemy. You've been stringing me along this whole time. And Lindsay's like, what have I ever done to deserve this? And he turns around and looks at her with such hatred in his eyes. And like I said, this whole thing literally turned into an episode of Snapped. Okay? He turns around and he goes, how about you running off with a married man? And of course, we're going to have to wait until next week to find out what the fuck he was babbling about. But yeah, that was pretty intense. So now we have Mike and Justine, which should have been pretty intense, okay? But knowing what I knew about Manhattan Barbie and the fact that she has an Instagram account that has more followers than I do, okay, kind of took away the intensity of the whole thing, but still, it was pretty intense, okay? The doctor's appointment didn't go well. The baby, she was squished in there, okay? She had no room to move. Justine's a small chick, okay? And the baby's big. So basically, this whole pregnancy was turning into a medical emergency. And when she got home from her doctor's appointment, she was explaining to the kids what was going on. And this scene actually got me in my feelings when she was saying that, she's putting her life in these doctors' hands, to cut her open, take care of her baby, put her back together. And, she's worried about her three kids that she already has. And she doesn't, would never want to put all the responsibility in the world on Kylie. And Kylie started to cry. I was starting to get in my feelings during that scene. Okay. Now, the next day, Justine is feeling too good. They go to the hospital. Okay. Basically, she has a C-section. Welcome to the world and to the interwebs, Manhattan Barbie. Okay. Manhattan Barbie is a pretty, pretty baby. She's cute. Justine is like in love at the way Mike is as a father. Mike is taking this opportunity as a redemption for not being around for Mason and Nova when they were infants because he went to jail right after they were born. So he wants to take this opportunity being around for his daughter, etc., etc. Okay. I just want to know how Manhattan Barbie is going to feel about her name when she has to spell it over and over in kindergarten. Just saying. Okay. So now, Justine and Mike come home with the baby. All the kids are there. Everybody's so excited. Welcome home. Okay. Now we have baby rules. No kissing the baby on the mouth. No kissing the baby all over the face. No giving the baby drinks, candy, snacks, etc. Okay. Justine goes upstairs to recuperate. And guess what? Maria has a paternity test. Maria is so determined to give the baby. It's just a little swab, Michael. She tells her son, look what I have. Look what I have. The paternity test. It's just a little swab, Michael. Okay? She's just so determined to give the baby just a little swab because that's the way she is. That's the way she is. So while mom is upstairs recuperating, the baby's downstairs. She's just going to give the baby a little swab. Okay, we shall see what happens next week. So now finally, we have Sean and Sarah. And after all these years, Sarah has finally figured out that Sean sucks with money. I mean, for all fairness, Sarah's only been with him for 3 years. We've been with Sean for longer, okay? But she's finally figured out Sean sucks with money, okay? And now they're moving. The landlord is raising the rent. They got to move, okay? And they're taking the hot tub with them. Don't worry about the hot tub, it's coming with them. And they're moving to this huge property, 8 acres. But it's camper living. And I won't, this city girl, when I saw that property, especially the burnt out house, I was like, what in the fuck is happening? Okay. I wouldn't be able to do it. But from what I understand, it's a lifestyle. And there's people that do it, but not this chick. Okay. But apparently, they're doing the camper lifestyle. They're downsizing. Sean kind of feels like crap because they're downsizing, because you're supposed to upsize technically. But hey, this is a financial decision that they need to make because they may have made poor financial decisions in the past. Okay, yeah, they did make poor financial decisions in the past. And now they need to downsize. They need to save. They need to pay off debt. Sean needs to send money to his kids. They need to expand their business. They need to work on their business. They need to make money in their business. So now they're going to downsize and live camper life. And Sean calls Kelly to let her know that it's going to be a couple of more months until, he sends money. But now they're living camper life. He's saving about $3,000 a month by living camper life instead of renting the nice apartment that they used to have. And Kelly's like, wait, hold up. You're telling me you bought a property and you haven't sent me money? And Sean's like, wait a minute, just let me talk, okay? Yes, I bought a property, but in the long run, this is going to benefit all of us because I'm going to be living cheaper. I'm going to have more money to send you. And Kelly's like, listen, Sean, this sounds like another one of your schemes to me, but this shit better work out. Okay? So now, I don't want to say this, but it really looked like to me that this was kind of like Britney's scene last year when it was kind of like a wrap up, okay? Because they were all sitting around doing s'mores. Kathy was there, Johnny was there, the kids were there. They were all doing s'mores. And then Sarah said something to the effect of, I know that even though Sean's a pain in my ass, we have a solid relationship and I could always depend on him. And they did that shot. So it kind of looked like to me that this may be the last time we see Sarah and Sean. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be right. We'll see. So I think that's it. Did I cover everybody? Yeah, I covered everyone. That's it. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, I might be missing in action for a bit, but I'll be around. So see you next week. It's the season finale, and thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you don't already, and hit the like button, and see you next time. Bye.